back to my channel. It's Nikisha Bond, and we're continuing going through the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Why, you might be asking? Because there are games being played, people are manipulating you, and you don't know the rules. And so that's why, if you're new here, welcome. So glad you decided to join us. And if you're coming back, welcome back. Let's go ahead and get into law number 46, which is never appear too perfect. Let's get into it. Appearing better than others is always dangerous, but most dangerous of all is to appear to have no faults or weaknesses. Envy creates silent enemies. It is smart to occasionally display defects and admit to harmless vices in order to deflect envy and appear more human and approachable. Only gods and the dead can seem perfect with impunity. That's interesting. So basically it goes on to talk about how human beings, we don't like feeling inferior. When we see someone who's perfect, it makes us feel a certain type of way. That's why people get so triggered with triad wives, because it's like, that's impossible. I can't do all that stuff. And it makes people angry when it's like you're giving them a standard that they can't live up to. I didn't make the rules. That's just what the book says. So first, accept the fact that there will always be people who surpass you in some way, and also the fact that you may envy them. But make that feeling a way of pushing yourself to equal or surpass them someday. Let envy turn inward and poisons the soul. Expel it outward and it can move you to greater heights. So yes, you might see people out there that trigger you, but you're being triggered because that's just a natural human emotion. And what it should do is trigger you to try to be better. Try to do the best that you can do. If you see people cooking and they're doing 3 meals a day and you're like, I can't do that, maybe you can just do 1 meal a day, right? You don't have to be exactly like them, but that envy, if you turn it inwards, it's going to poison your soul. But if you turn it outwards, right? Like saying, let me do the best that I can do, then it makes you go to greater heights because, hey, maybe you're not doing 3 meals a day, but 1 meal a day. I mean, I think people would be really happy who are getting 0 meals to get 1 meal a day. So just think about it in that way. You don't have to be perfect, but use when you see somebody who's being perfect as a way to spur you to be better. Because that's all you can do. You can only work on yourself. They can only work on themselves. You can only work on yourself. Okay, so let's find another one. Money others can attain, power as well. But superior intelligence, good looks, charms, these are qualities no one can acquire. The naturally perfect have to work the most to disguise their brilliance. Displaying a defect or two will deflect envy before it takes root. So basically it's saying that if you have some type of a natural talent that people just can't get, you can't buy it, you might want to downplay it a little bit because it does make people envious. And they don't know why they're feeling envious, but it takes root. And if they're not the type of person that can self-reflect, looking at you being perfect, even though you're like, well, this is just how I naturally look, or I just naturally do that. It's not something that I try to be great at. I just naturally am. And it's like, that can be true, but it can still make people feel envious of you. So maybe just try to show some of the other side, knowing that people are going to see you in this perfection or whatever you call it, and they're going to be envious. So maybe show some of the other side. Because I think that's what makes us, when we're seeing people on social media and they seem so perfect, I think that's what bothers us, is because I know that there has to be another side to that. And the fact that you're not showing it to me, it's like that not having that introspection can just turn to envy. And again, when you turn it inside, it can kill you. But when you turn it outside, it can make you amazing. Political power of any kind creates envy. And one of the best ways to deflect it before it takes root is to seem unambitious. Okay, so listen. I don't watch the news, okay? So I might sound really ignorant in what I'm about to say. I don't watch the news, but I listen to other people who watch the news. And people have been saying, like, if you do a poll, Michelle Obama ranks really high on, that she would make it. But they're like, she's never going to run because she's always said, I'm not going to run, I'm not going to run, I'm not going to run. But could she just be saying that she's unambitious because really she wants you to push her to run? Because then she's going to seem like a true leader because she didn't want to do this. The American people forced her to do it. She had to do it for the Republic. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? That is an amazing strategy. If there was some political theater that I would love to see, I would love to see Michelle Obama coming in at the last hour, running against Trump. I'm telling you, that would be season finale for this election year for me. So anyways, that's what I'm thinking, that's the strategy. That's why she's saying she doesn't want to run, so we can push her to run, and then she'll be more beloved because she didn't even want to do it. She had to do it. Okay, somebody come back to this video if I end up being right. Beware of some of envy's disguises. Excessive praise is an almost sure sign that a person praising you envies you. At the same time, those who are hypercritical of you or who slander you publicly probably envy you as well. Recognize their behavior as disguised envy, and you will keep out of the trap of mutual mudslinging or taking their criticisms to heart. Win your revenge by ignoring their measly presence. This reminds me of Beyonce. You know, she never responds. As many times as people have said something to her, she might say it in an album, she might do, but she doesn't even do interviews anymore. She's like, I don't have to talk to you. I am Beyonce. I control the internet. I don't need to talk to you. I don't care what you say. That's power, right? That is power. So that's how she's able to stay out of a lot of the fray, because she doesn't engage. You can say whatever you want. She's just going to go out there. She's going to drop her album. She's going to have her babies. She's going to live her life. And you're just going to be there mad, envious. And she doesn't care. She doesn't care. Maybe she does care. But the fact that she never says anything, that's why everybody envies her, because she's not saying anything. You can't get under her skin. Maybe you can, but I don't know. Anyways, that's what she seems like. So be like Beyonce and just don't respond. Or let's get into the reversal of the law. The reason for being careful with the envious is that they are so indirect that they will find innumerable ways to undermine you. That is why you must act before envy takes root. Instead of hiding your perfection, make it obvious. Be the best. Show and prove. If somebody is really calling you out, right? They envy you and they're just like trying to make a thing about it. You just need to be the best. You just need to go out there and just do the most. You just have to go and win. Win by proving and making those results. That's the only way that you're going to get them to be quiet. And then they can just sit there and mad. Like I said, Beyonce, she just keeps dropping albums, doing videos, doing her thing. And people can just sit over there and be mad if they want to. Call her whatever they want to. And she's like, I don't care. I'm just going to keep winning. I'm just going to keep winning. Let's get into my final thoughts. Never appear too perfect. So you don't want to put on this air of perfection, even if you have natural talents, even if you're naturally gifted at something, even if you're not trying to appear perfect, but maybe there's just something about you that people have reflected and said, this is kind of what bothers them about you. Just take it into consideration and try to balance it out, right? Balance it out with showing a little bit of humility, showing some of your flaws, showing some of your mistakes. That's why sometimes when I'm editing these things, I keep some of the errors that I make in here. One, sometimes I can't edit them out. But then sometimes it's because I don't want to seem like I'm a perfect person. I don't want anybody putting me on a pedestal that they're just going to knock me off later on. It is what it is. I am who I am. So that's how I want to be perceived. So that's what you have to think about, is that you don't want the perfection to make people envious of you. Or you can be like Beyonce and say, I'm just going to win. I'm just going to win. I don't care. I'm just going to be the best and I don't care. I'm just going to drop a country album and you're going to now like country and I don't care. That is power as well. So that's what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to gain the power back in our lives. So we don't want to be too perfect, but we definitely want to make sure. Hold on. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyways, make sure that you like. I've done too many videos today. Make sure that you subscribe and make sure that you share this with a friend, because I would appreciate it, right? That'd be so nice of you. Anyways, so next time, we're second to the last law, guys. Second to the last law. I'm so excited. Do not go past the mark you aimed for in victory. Learn when to stop. I think that will be very helpful because some people don't know when to stop. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time because I don't stop and we're going to make it all the way to the end. Bye.